Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff. Hey guys, I'm Maureen.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Jeanette.
And we are back with part 2 of our Friday Night Lights relationships. And again, I have to say that we will start every one of our Friday Night Lights ones, well, as many as we can, with, you know, the top guy. So that's just how just how the Friday Night Lights works.
Of course. Don't we start most of our podcasts with him though?
We really do.
Unless
Even if
I'm not
it's
on there.
Nothing to do with him.
Exactly.
It's only when I'm on there. So Taylor Kitsch, you got to come on our show at some point. If not because I have cancer, then the fact that we plug your name and all your stuff in every one of our episodes. I mean,
Yep.
Give us a break.
Right when I took a drink of water, you said that.
Getting it out of the way right in the beginning.
Tim, we talked about him and Lila last episode. His other big relationship is Tyra. And honestly, I didn't really like them together.
Okay. I didn't like them. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I like them both separately as characters. I really do. I enjoy their friendship. But as a couple, I wasn't feeling it.
See, I did not like Tim and Tyra season 1. But I like season 5, Tim and Tyra in the future.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I like the idea of them ending up together.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think he's going to end up with Lila.
I know, but I want him to. So that's the problem.
I think he will. I found a way for them to work out. I think they will.
I just, him and Tyra just give off big friend vibes for me.
And so that's why it felt weird at first, because the very first time you see them, they're kind of fighting about it. They don't really want to be together. They're just together to use each other's bodies. And then they both come from dysfunction.
Yeah.
And they want relief from that. And that's all it is. And you can do that as a friend.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can really do all that stuff as friends. I guess you could.
You can.
Probably not.
Probably not long term, I don't think.
Not have it stay a friendship.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think that they just felt like they were simply space fillers for each other. And that's why they didn't work. Because I do like Tyra.
Yeah.
And I think Endgame should be Tyra and Landry after Tyra has matured and has
I feel like her and Tim are just too similar to like balance each other out is my issue.
Yeah.
Like I think they both need someone to like kind of keep them on track.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
See, I would say that in the earlier seasons, but I don't know. Maybe I just had like this picture of my head of how they are like after the show. Yeah. And that's where my brain is kind of stuck. Like I could just see them being happy together. Yeah. And I think Lila was like his true love.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tyra could make him happy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they'd be unhappy together necessarily. I do think it's, I don't think it would be love though. When your brother is married to her sister, because then like what if one of y'all split up? I feel like that just makes family functions like
super awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, Tim and Tyra were first technically,
but Billy and Mindy were married
and got babies.
Still.
Yeah,
but I think that if they did end up together, it would just be like roommates. It wouldn't be like they would be the benefits, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like they would just be friends living together.
Well, I think it's just a different, like, if we had seen more of them as a couple at the end of the show, like as the people they are then, maybe then I might feel differently, but I didn't get to see it. So I can't visualize it, I guess.
Yeah. I guess my problem is I visualize it. Wow.
Mine too.
I visualize it a lot more than I probably should.
A lot of people are
not that way.
You never know. I mean, we're talking about Taylor here, you know.
I was the one who said it.
She said it.
You snickered about it, so maybe
Snickered.
Maureen
I
has,
saw you up there.
Maybe she's the one visualizing it.
Stop.
No, we all are.
Yes, unfortunately. So
Fortunate.
Tim and Tyra, we're not okay with, but Amanda has another one of our favorite characters.
Oh, my favorite, and a favorite of almost everybody. And if you're not a favorite of him, then
What's wrong
I'm
with you?
judging you.
Mhm.
Landry.
I love
Landry and Jess.
Landry.
So-
Yes.
I was not a big Jess fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's just because she's from Dillon and Dillon from East.
Yeah.
And it's just, I didn't know her. And she just like, you know, kind of when somebody invades your family and you're like, who is this? And why are you all up on Landry? And
Why you causing problems?
like, he's supposed to be with Tyra. And it took a while for me to kind of get on board. And by that time it was done and over with.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good relationship for Landry after Tyra, like a good maybe rebound.
A rebound, I would call it a rebound.
A rebound. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm also glad that they split up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad, you know.
I feel like
didn't
all
hate him.
Landry's people were people that thought that he wasn't good enough for them.
That's my issue. Like, what is wrong with these people? Like,
I know.
I wish we could have seen Landry be with someone who actually like saw his worth, because I feel like we got let down there, because Landry, like, okay, conventionally he's not the most attractive person on the show, but you know, he's up against like Taylor Kitsch and stuff, you know, like,
I mean, how can you
Tough
surpass that?
competition.
Let's be real honest.
Zach Guilford. I mean, like, you got some tough competition here, but he's like, he makes up for all of that in so many other ways.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would gladly be with Landry.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
And like we had a spark of hope until she said she was a lesbian with his bandmates.
Yeah. I didn't like her,
She
though.
saw his quality though. She saw
did.
how good he was.
Yeah,
But
that
when
one
she-
kind of shocked me. I was like, ooh, definitely.
I thought we were
I
finally
saw
going to get a
vibes.
good relation. Landry was finally going to be appreciated. He was finally going to find that. And then, no, just kidding. Landry doesn't deserve happy things, apparently.
I know.
I like to believe, though, Landry is the kind of guy that he like peaks in college, okay, and someone wonderful snatched him up and he is living the perfect life. That's what I believe.
Oh, he's
With the
married to the best actress.
Right.
So
It kind of
I mean,
yeah.
Landry got a movie career.
There he go. He did. And he's really good.
he is
Oh.
amazing. And I actually like watching him and a lot of his stuff too.
I like watching his interviews because he's super smart, but he's super funny and he's so down to earth. He's so fun to watch.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Not Taylor Kitsch.
I mean, I was going to mention my man just for fun, even though he has nothing to do with Friday Night
Dylan
Live.
O'Brien.
Yeah. Funny and, you know, smart and all those great qualities.
And I think that
You know,
with Jess, I think he had to convince her. He had to work so hard to convince her to just give him a shot. And then when she did give him a shot, she didn't really give him a shot.
no.
She was still interested in someone else. She just didn't want to be interested in that other person.
Yeah.
And then by the time that she realized, oh, you know, maybe I should be interested in this guy, then she just left Landry in the lurch.
Yeah.
Just like quick as a day, just abandoned him.
Which
And I
She made me mad.
she
That was
did.
my- yeah, that
But
was my-
also I was just glad that she was, I didn't want her to be with Landry's.
Yeah.
So even though he got hurt by it, I was not upset by it.
I didn't, is it awful though? I didn't really want her with Vince either. I mean, I don't know. I really want to like Vince's character in Friday Night Lights because it's Michael B. Jordan. And I mean, like, how do you
know.
not absolutely adore him? But,
Mhm.
and maybe it's just the simple fact we really do not get enough development on any of these characters.
we didn't.
in my
No.
opinion. I mean, Becky's like the only one that I actually really enjoy. We'll get to her like later, but yeah, no, I mean, her and I felt like it was so, I don't know, it felt rushed, even though like they were sort of like
Agreed.
leading up to it for a while. There was no like, I don't know, it just didn't feel developed. It just felt like you just fell right back in. We were supposed to just love them as a couple, but we never really saw them. They gave us nothing to fall in love with, I guess, in my opinion.
Yeah, even going from the interest that he clearly had for her, that Vince had for Jess, and then from her going, I don't want you, I don't like you, don't be around me, to suddenly, hey, I like you, and we're a couple now. It was, there wasn't a segue. It was just this episode, they don't like each other. This episode, they're dating.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it was.
And maybe they knew they were short on time, and that's why they did it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but it just.
I can see that, but also, I guess I didn't realize I liked Jess and Vince together.
Yeah,
because I really did. I was never that crazy about Vince. Again, like you said, I don't know why, because it's Michael B. Jordan, and how can you not love anything Michael B. Jordan does?
Yeah.
But just his character, I didn't like him. Just like I didn't like Smash either. I just didn't like I didn't like their attitudes. They just had that cocky attitude. I'm better than you. And it was off-putting to me.
I agree.
But I liked Jess and Vince together.
Yeah.
I thought they complemented each other well.
I agree with that.
In that aspect.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like there were two different storylines from when they didn't like each other to when they were dating. It felt like two completely different things. And I think my issue with Vince was his attitude. Like when he was humble and calm, when he was actually listening to Coach, I liked him. But we didn't see a lot of that. We saw a lot of him being mad, thinking Coach was holding him back, listening to his dad, going to do all these stupid things and getting into stupid trouble. And like, dude, come on. You have Eric Taylor as your coach. Really? You're not going to listen to him? And so it's that kind of felt. And I think the reason I like Jess and Vince together is because Jess completely honored Eric, because Eric gave her a shot when no one else would. And so she knew what it meant to listen to Eric Taylor, what it meant to be kind of shadowed or shepherded by Eric Taylor. So I think that she encouraged that in Vince, and that's when Vince was likable, was when he was with her. Much like Matt made Julie likable, I think Jess made Vince likable.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, like I said, one of the few like East characters that I actually did like was Becky. I mean, she's like way up there on my list, and her relationship with Luke was a good one too.
I did like them together. I think that Luke was first you have to look at who Luke is, and that scene when he was told he had to go to East Dillon instead of be at Dillon was so sad. I don't mean to laugh at it, because it was a sad scene. And then he didn't want to be in this place, but he did it, and he didn't just do it halfway. He put everything he had into that, and he listened to the coach, and he knew what it meant to be a team player. And then when he met Becky, poor sweet Becky, who is just, I don't know, like every time I see Becky, I think of her saying, what does it feel to be the guy formerly known as Tim Riggins? I'm still Tim Riggins. Like, yeah, but it's different now. Like, that's her attitude. She's so like, do. And I think that Luke needed that little spot of happiness.
Yeah.
Because that's what she was. She was always, she didn't have any right to be happy given who her crazy mother was, or her absent father, but she was. And she liked life. And I think that it was really good for Luke, except for when the whole abortion thing, I did not like how that was handled. I was not for that storyline, and it broke Luke a little bit. And I think because it broke Luke, it was already clearly breaking Becky.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a bummer.
I did like, in a way though, I liked a little bit of the aftermath of that, just because I liked seeing them like realize that, like, okay, this right here, like, we cannot be together. This has caused too much, trauma between the two of us. And then watching them find their way back to each other, I think was a really nice story. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I think maybe that was the purpose of it, just to give them, because otherwise, what other kind of issue would those two have ended up having that would be so deep and have to have them, find their way back to each other? But I don't know.
And we're given that glimpse of hope at the end when she sees him off on the bus to his basic training. But what do you think the chances are of that lasting?
Oh, I know. I'm in my heart. Look, I've got to have one of my favorite FNL couples that last, and those two ended on a good note. So I fully believe they lived happily ever after.
Definitely. Well, how did it
Start
end
by
though?
T.
I'm trying to
Dillon.
remember.
Huh?
How
I
did
got
it
distracted
end
by our cup.
with Becky and Luke? I can't remember.
Like it ends with him, like he's getting on a bus to go to basic training, and like,
Oh, yeah.
He gives her his ring.
That's right.
The championship ring.
I remember now.
You know, I
just
think they're
needed a
happily ever
refresh.
after. Back in Dillon, they're probably still hanging out with Billy and Mindy.
Because
you know,
both of them were pretty okay living in Dillon.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that makes sense.
I think so. She probably stayed there, raised babies while he was in.
Yeah.
the
And if you
military.
find something good in a town that has nobody else really, I mean, you're gonna stick with the good one.
Yep,
I think they did fine.
I agree. Well, another one that wasn't my favorite,
Mhm.
but I also liked it. This was the most odd couple to me in the entire show was Matt and Carlotta. Carlotta? Is that right?
Carlotta.
Yeah, Carlotta.
You
Which
know,
I love the actress.
yeah.
Mhm.
Ironically, I didn't love the actress when I first saw her because I couldn't stand her when she was on One Tree Hill. I like her now because of The Resident and everything else. You know, I've loved her since.
Mhm.
But at the time, I was like, oh, God, here's this girl again. You know, that's what I could want to call her. 'Cause
Same.
I hated her on One Tree Hill. Hated her.
Yep.
But I actually kind of liked it a little bit.
Why?
I don't know because I didn't
Because
like
it was
Julie.
naughty.
Okay,
Because-
see, I
it's
think that's
different.
why, because I have the same thing. I think it is because it was like
It was like sort of-
taboo.
Grown adult
Yeah.
with a 16, 17-year-old
Well,
boy.
that was going to be, I was going to ask you all this question because I don't know, how old was she? 'Cause
A
do
grown
they-
adult.
But how
I
grown?
mean, she was
like,
a caregiver, so she was
like
At least in her 20s. At least.
how far in her 20s?
I
how
would say
bad?
27.
I mean, are we on like Ezra Arya level here or like
I mean,
I
Probably
think
pretty
she's
close.
younger
we're
than
not going to
Ezra
discuss
was.
why we like that because I
We
don't
like
understand
that
why
one.
we like that one.
we like that one? So
I think
why
it's
not?
different because she was living in his house, a living caregiver. And I mean, Matt is so terribly awkward and like, dude, what enticed her to jump into that?
I don't know.
Because he
Adorable
wasn't real
and-
smooth
I
about it.
No, I
No.
don't, you know, I don't see what she saw in him, even though I love like Matt or whatever. But I guess what I did like about it is that like him and Julie were cute and all, but Julie was always so like, I don't know, we know I don't really like Julie. She got on my nerves.
It's got on everybody's nerves.
It was
Yes.
kind of fun. Like it was something new and different for him. And I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't
so.
have picked it. I'm glad that he ended up with Julie in the end, but I think it was a fun little fling. I enjoyed it.
That's how I feel too. I mean, it's the bottom of my list.
Maureen's judging us right
I
now.
know
I think
she
it was
is. I
weird.
know.
I think it was so weird.
It was a very odd one, but I
And
didn't
even like
hate it. It was odd.
even
I
like
don't
that first
know.
kiss, it was almost like she tripped and fell into his mouth. it just felt, the whole thing just felt weird. I don't know. I mean, I think Smash and Waverly made more sense than Matt and Carlotta did.
Ugh,
No.
I don't know about
What
that.
was that sigh? I think
They
they made
don't.
more sense than Matt and Carlotta. You don't think they made more
They
sense? than that?
do. No, they
All
do.
right.
They
On
do.
paper, absolutely. But were they as fun to watch? No.
No, they weren't. And
I agree.
it's the same thing with Vince. I did not love the character of Smash.
That's what it is.
I liked Smash more than I liked Vince, though,
I
Yeah.
would agree with that. Yes.
I guess. But also,
We had more time with Smash.
we had a lot more time with
He was
him.
from Dillon. He
Yeah.
was from just plain old Dillon Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like our
And-
Panthers better than our Lions. It is what
Mhm.
it is. Yeah.
we
And I
do.
think what I liked about Smash and Waverly, though, is I like how Smash handled his relationship with Waverly.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think he was a pretty stand-up guy through that.
Yeah.
I do too.
agree.
I do too. I thought they had good chemistry.
I will say that her breakdown, I can't remember what it was. Was it that she didn't take her was she bipolar?
He was bipolar. Yeah.
And she wasn't taking her meds?
Yeah.
How off guard he was. At first, I thought it was gonna be like a Saved by the Bell situation where she's like, I'm so excited. I'm so scared. It was just caffeine pills.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it was gonna go that route. I was really nervous, but when it wasn't, and he sat there with her on the floor while she cried, I think it redeemed Smash a little bit for me.
I would agree with that. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And when he
I don't
noticed
disagree
something
with
was
it.
wrong, he went right to her dad and said, I think something's wrong with her.
Yeah.
He didn't,
That
and
was
he
very
knew it was
stand
going to
up.
upset her. He knew that because she specifically asked him not to, but he knew he had to save her, to get her on a level where she wasn't insane.
Yeah.
And he did it because it was what was best for her rather than what's best for Smash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when she was up, it was good for Smash.
Yeah. And I will say that, like, while he was wooing her in the beginning, it was pretty adorable. It was a side of him we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
And it definitely did make him more likable. So I can get on board with that. It was just so heavy at the end that I don't know.
And that was another one that we didn't really get closure on. It just sort of wasn't there anymore.
Friday Night Lights is really bad about not giving us closure on anything.
And I think part of it, and I think the reason they get away with it is because we only see them from end of August to end of October.
Yep.
And then they just assume, oh no, they broke up from November to July. Like,
which is plausible.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can explain it away. We only see 3 months of their school year.
Yeah.
Or 2.5 months of their school year. I can count.
Which is definitely not enough.
No. So, and like the one that they introduced at the end was Jason and his wife. Her name's Erin, right?
Erin, yeah.
Yeah. That's another one that they introduced like right at the end. Like, I don't feel like we got enough. She was the one he had the baby with, right?
Yeah.
And that was another weird. Jason was so desperate there at the end to just be with someone.
I know. It wasn't a good look.
Hard to watch. So when Erin accepted him and he calmed down a little bit, it made Jason more a likable character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, he was getting annoying now. Like, dude, come on. You don't have to be in a relationship all the time.
Well, and I think the baby, like, it gave him this hope for a future that he had never had before, not since, the accident. And so, I don't know, I think that calmed him and that, like, humbled him a little, because he was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like all we're doing is trashing the couples on this episode. I'm sorry. We must have done all of our favorites on the first one. But Jason's not my favorite character either, which we talked about last time. Even though I absolutely adore Scott Porter, Jason was just...
But what we've said consistently on the people in this episode is even though we don't like the couples, one or the other made the other one better. Erin made Jason a likable character. Waverly made Smash appear more kind and considerate.
Yeah.
Carlotta and Matt, I don't know how to explain that one, but Becky and Luke were back together. Jess made Vince likable.
Yeah.
I mean, Jess and Landry was a mistake. And then Tim and Tyra, we didn't like them together, but we liked them individually. So, I mean, there's good points to all of them. Amanda's from the hood, so she had to.
I really was hoping you were going to wear it sideways there for a minute. The way you first put it on, I was like, I love it. Like, no, just a little bit cocked to the side. Like, yeah, that's how I thought you were really.
Oh,
Punta Cana.
I thought it said Porter Crasher, and I was like, is that a Scott Porter hat?
She did pull it out right at that moment. Yeah,
and that's what I thought it said.
So I should know better. Amanda's way more random.
True. I love watching our podcast where she's lifting weights.
It's because Brit just has him sitting on the desk.
I need to bring Matt in here next time, and we can all just work out together while we talk.
I like to multitask. Oh, and guess what I signed up for today?
What?
What'd you sign up?
To become PTA president next year.
Why would you do that?
Why?
No, because they ask.
I thought you weren't going to do that anymore, Amanda.
Well, I was never going to give up PTA. I was just going to lessen my jobs.
Well, now you added to your job.
That seems like a great way to do it.
I was doing like 7 different positions. Now I'll just be doing one.
Oh, it's not just one.
Unless someone doesn't
PTA
do
president
their job.
before.
But we don't have anybody else that's wanting to do it next year.
That was how I ended up PTA president. You know what I did the next year? Got out of PTA.
Well, we only have a couple more years left at the school, so I just gotta like tough it out for like a year. But teachers, thankfully, this semester we haven't had any issues.
Woo!
Good job.
Knock on wood. Oh shit! I knocked on the keyboard. Pushed a bunch of stuff.
I was gonna leave it all in.
There's no reason to take that out.
Oh shoot! There.
That is not what you were trying to say. So I think with Jason and Aaron, we don't have a lot we can say because we got only them. I don't even know. They were introduced them in season 5, right? That's when the baby came out.
Was
Season
it
5.
When
I
the
don't
baby
even
came out.
remember.
That was such
It
a
was
weird
towards the
way to
end.
put that.
Well, it did come out.
Awkward word choice. But
Well,
yeah.
I don't know because after the baby, didn't he like hound Coach?
Yeah, it might be season 4 when.
How does your finger bend in that direction like that while you're flipping me off?
Sorry,
Yeah, mine doesn't do quite like that.
No, hers like
you know my
stopped.
fingers.
That's right. We had a conversation about this.
I was gonna say I don't know your fingers.
She made me cry in Chicago talking about her hands.
My
Only one
I'm
other
all
person I
double
know.
jointed.
Only one other person on this earth I know who has hands that look exactly like hers, and they have like the bent at the end. That was my friend Emily, who passed away from cancer.
Oh.
I could literally have known no one else who has hands that look like Amanda's, and they when they do things, they move like in the same direction too when they're talking. It's bizarre. But so when did it?
Can you guys do this? Can you put it all the way?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, probably not. Hold on. How are we doing this? Show
Oh,
me
that
again.
feels good.
just pull it back to your.
You just take your
Arm.
thumb and pull it back to your arm.
Oh no.
Well, your
Go
hands
the
got to
other way.
bend.
Bend it the other way back.
Wait,
Backwards.
no.
You
look.
start here and you pull it this way.
No,
Oh no,
see?
you pull it in. Yeah.
As far
You
as it
can't
goes,
go.
guys.
You're going. I feel like you're going in instead of out.
Go out.
It's not gonna do that. It's gonna do that. No, that's weird.
That's a space filler right there. Can you guys do that? Seriously, when did we meet Erin? Was that season 4 that we met her? Was it not
I'm
season
gonna have to
5?
look it up now. Hold
I
on.
know. I was gonna shoot you.
I feel like I don't remember her before. Like I think they slept together in season 4 for like a one-night stand or something.
Yeah.
So you met her in like what, a bar?
At a rest. I thought it was at
Oh,
a
she was a
restaurant.
waitress.
Yeah.
She was his waitress. So I
It
think
says
that-
Aaron Street is a minor character in the 2nd and 3rd seasons.
No,
To be
that's
there
not
after
right.
that.
It might be.
That's incorrect.
It might be though, because then they
It
disappear.
says 2
for a
and
while.
3 only.
Yeah. Then they're not around until the very end again. Like we see Jason again, like in season 5, but I don't think we see. Yeah. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd seasons.
Isn't he a senior in season 3?
No.
No, because he graduated that year
Yeah, he was a senior the first
when he got hurt.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
wow. So we had season 2 and season 3, and we still didn't get enough of her. I feel like in my head, she
I don't
just
think
shows up
she
at
was-
the end
I don't think she was in like full seasons. I
No,
think
she
was in a
wasn't.
couple episodes. Yeah.
because he was like kind of trying to stalk her to get her to stay with him and be with him. And
Because they have a one night
creeper.
stand and then we don't see her again for a little while till she says she's pregnant or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
so even in that, we still have that much time that we could have had with her, and we have got like nothing. In my head, she's a blip. In my head, she appears at the end of season 5, and even she's actually not in season 5. Jason Street comes back and he talks
Yeah.
about his wife, Erin.
I mean,
Yeah.
when we made this list, we just put Jason and his wife. Didn't even know what her name was, so you just said it. So,
So, all right, I think that we've talked extensively about as many of the couples as we could think of, and clearly we're picking all the couples, even the ones that didn't really have much of a shot here or didn't have much screen time. So let's pick our top 5. Did you guys have?
Oh,
I
God.
cheated already. I was doing my
Oh.
top 5 earlier.
I know. I just remembered. I'm like, oh, we're supposed to do a top 5, and I have not
Wrote
done
it down.
Okay,
it.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
I
What's
know who
that
my
from?
top 1 is.
Who's your top 1? Probably same as mine. Let's start with 5. Let's go 5 first. Lowest to highest.
Well, y'all gotta give me time to make a list. So you
Okay.
go first then.
So my number 5 is Landry and Tyra, because my hope for them is that Tyra goes off to college corrects herself, learns about herself, and then becomes good enough for Landry. And then Landry, still holding the torch for Tyra, sees her. She sees all the good that Landry is, and Landry is still in love with her. And they end up outside of Dylan because I think they're too big for Dylan. I think Landry and Tyra are too big for Dylan.
That is my fifth one as well. It's so funny that I was like writing them down. I was like, yep, that's my number 5.
Who's what?
Landry and Tyra.
Is Tim your number 5?
Huh?
Amanda. She's giving me a weird look. Is Tim your number 5?
No.
What
Who's
is
number
it?
5?
Landry and Tyra.
I'm gonna laugh if our lists are exactly the same.
Here we go. All right, so we're all number 5.
Do you have
Landry
different
and
reasons
Tyra.
than mine for why Landry and Tyra are your number 5?
Mine's pretty much dead on for you
Okay.
from what you said.
Yeah.
They're endgame for me.
They would be higher up on my list if we would have ended with them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
when they
agree.
were together on the show, they were like right up there with my number 1 couple that's on here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
My number 4 is Becky and Luke.
Okay, not mine.
that's my
That's
number 4.
Jeanette's. Because I think that we needed more of them, but I thought that they worked well together, and I can see them staying in Dylan and raising a family in Dylan. Well, him in the military, her in a house.
She's a housewife, don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see her being a military wife. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all she, I mean, I don't say that in a way like that's all she's gonna do. Like, that's not do anything. I mean, I think that's what she'll do. I think her and Mindy will get the kids together for play dates and look, they'll hang out.
I can picture her hosting Tupperware parties.
Absolutely.
Selling Tupperware.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amanda, who's your number 4?
My number 4. This is when you guys are going to start hating me.
Oh.
My number 4 is Tim and Lila
Why?
It's okay.
because they didn't end up together, and she ran off on him, and I'm still not over her.
They ended up together up here.
No, in my head, she is.
But in Amanda's head, Tyra and Tim end up together.
Oh, that's
so-
right. I forgot.
Because Lila did him wrong, and I'm still not forgiving.
She went to college.
I don't care.
She tried to get Tim to go to college where she was going.
Well, yeah, selfish. Sorry.
I mean, same thing poor Tyra did to Landry. She ran off and left him.
That's a different story.
Left him.
Yeah.
All right. My number 3, and I can't believe they're this low on my list. My number 3 and my number 2 might change. I can't decide, but I have them Eric and Tammy as number 3.
Oh, that's not my number 3.
That's not my number 3.
And it's only because as I was making my list, Riggins boys were in my head.
Well, okay, yeah, because I almost flipped my 2 and 3, but I went
See?
the other way.
I almost went the other way too.
Because I have to give Tammy and Eric the
Mhm.
number 2 spot. I got to, because
I think I would actually agree with that. So I think I'm gonna actually change mine, but only
Yeah.
because I was thinking Riggins. so Billy
number
and Mindy
3,
would be my number 3. Billy and Mindy
that's
would be
the
my number 3.
accurate number 3.
Yeah.
And I adore them. I mean, honestly, like my top 3 on this list, like, could really all be number 1s. And
Yeah.
yeah, no, I
100%.
love.
I think
And
they're
I'm
cute and
even
they're
more-
funny.
I am more into them now that I'm listening to their podcast than I
Yeah.
was even before. Like,
Yep.
I adore them.
I have to catch up on their podcast.
I've got a
Me
few
too, I'm
episodes
behind.
I just listened to the Liz Michael one. It's the last one I listened to.
Amanda, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Matt and Julie. I had to put them on there.
I didn't even put them on my list, guys.
I had to put them on there
I
because
sort of
they
forgot
made
they
it from the
existed.
beginning to the end.
No,
They're my
you're
number
right.
6.
They sort of deserve to be on the list. They should be number 6.
They're
They
my number
deserve it.
3.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Matt did make Julie better. And
He
Julie
did.
made Matt better, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
they should be on
like
the
them as a couple. I don't really like Julie. And I think if I liked her more, they would actually be probably one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Probably. Yeah.
Like up between 1 and
I'd agree with
2.
that. If
but-
she wasn't such an insufferable character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes
Agreed.
sense.
So they're number 3.
So my number 2 would be Tammy and Eric because I want to be Tammy and Eric.
Yeah. I mean, they really are probably the realest depiction. I'm trying to think of a married couple. The only other one I compare them to is, I don't know if the ones that watch The Fosters. I mean, Lena and Steph, or those two, and Tammy and Eric, in my opinion, are the perfect depiction of a married couple.
I agree.
Because it's
with
not
that.
perfect.
I
Mhm.
love Lena and stuff, man.
But when it's not perfect, they just power through and they figure it out. And I think that's just, I love it.
And they love each other enough to pull back
Mm-hmm.
when they need to pull back.
Yep. They're supportive of each other even when they don't agree. They're a really great couple. They probably should be number one if my love for Tim wasn't there. You know what I mean? If I wasn't blinded by Riggins' love, they deserve probably to be number one, but they're not.
Is that who's your number two then, Amanda?
Billy and Mindy.
Aww.
Okay. Did you have different reasons for they're your number two?
Well, Eric and Tammy are my number one, just because I feel like they're the best couple on the entire show. But Billy and Mindy just make me laugh.
Yes.
And I think they're perfect together.
They are.
I think they complement each other to the T. Perfect.
Yeah.
They're just not Eric and Tammy. It's hard to beat Eric and Tammy to me.
I think if we were going best couple, I think Eric and Tammy would be in the top and the number one spot. When we're going favorite couple, they've got to take number two.
No, I agree with that then.
Just because I mean Kyle Chandler ages very well, but he's got nothing on Tim Kitsch. I just mix both of their names. Taylor Kitsch, Tim Riggins, same thing. It's the same thing.
Still TK.
TK, yeah. So my number one is Tim and Lila, just because in my head, the way their story ends, it doesn't end. He might be hanging out with Lila in the end of the season 5, but they're just friends catching up. Tyra, did I say Lila?
Yeah,
Tyra. But they're just friends catching up. I think that Tim is going to become a rancher because I think that that's just what Tim Riggins should do. He's got an old Dodge Ford pickup truck. Dodge Ford is not a Dodge Ram pickup truck. He's got much land that's beautiful for ranching. He likes the Texas lifestyle. He likes living where he lives. And I think that Lila likes Dylan too. I think that that's her home to her. So I think that she would go off, get a degree, start a medical practice or an accounting firm or whatever in Dillon, Texas, and they would be happily ever after.
You keep putting some wonderful images in my head. Now I'm just picturing Tim as a rancher, like picking up big bales of hay or something, like in a truck, shirtless, of course.
And that ATX thing that they did over Zoom last year, and they're like, Taylor, what do you think Tim would be doing? He's like, oh, I don't even know. And I kept yelling, rancher, you be a rancher.
Yeah,
but he didn't hear me.
Oh.
So Eric and Tammy are your number one?
Yep.
You want to say why?
Because they're perfect.
And
they're what I strive for in life.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, they obviously they have their ups and downs and their fights and their blowouts and their disagreements and their happy times, but you see it all. And it's just real.
Yeah.
It's real. I mean, every couple fights, every couple argues, every couple has happy times, fun times.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Eric and Tammy, you get all of that.
Yeah.
In just the short 5 seasons that sadly we get them.
Yeah.
I feel like you just see that and they're special.
Yeah, they are. They
were my number one, and then I made my rest of my list.
I mean, they probably deserve to be number one. I'm just saying, but they're
only
not
best couples, not favorite couples.
That's true. But there's an image in my head that I always think about with like Tammy and Eric, and I don't remember what the context was. Like they're fighting about something, but then they show him in bed, and he just sticks out his hand, and she just like puts her hand in his, and I'm like, I just love that because I remember like they were fighting in that episode. They're obviously not happy with each other.
Yeah.
But they still held each other's hand to go to sleep. Like I don't know. It's just that I think is what was really special about their relationship.
And I love that when they fight, when they really make the other one mad, they actually stun the other one into silence. And Tammy has this really good face when Coach does that to her, and her mouth just kind of hangs open and she blinks rapidly. She doesn't say anything. She just stares at him. And Eric has no idea that he just made her that angry that she literally can't say anything. And I've had that reaction to my husband before.
Yeah.
So I'd agree with that. So we want to know if you agree with the 2 lists that were given to you, because Jeanette's and mine were the exact same.
Same list, yeah.
So
I'm different.
You are different. That's
I'm
why
officially
we love
not
you
a
so
triplet.
much.
Your list was pretty dark on close stars, though. I mean,
yeah. And honestly, with Billy Mindy for your number 2, Jeanette and I both tossed around if they should be number 2 or number 3. So be the same bottom. You just put Tim way too low.
She threw in Matt and Julie, which we probably should have. I mean,
they're number 6.
They did not cross my mind.
No,
I
didn't
forgot they
think of them at all.
I feel like Eve would be really upset with us right now because they would have been higher on her list.
Not with me.
Sorry, Eve.
Eve would have represented Matt and Julie for us. So maybe we need to put in our description. We need to have Eve give us her top 5 favorites, and then we'll put it in our description what Eve's list is.
We should do that.
So you have 3 lists to go over. Choose of the 3, which is your favorite list, or make up your own. Be an individual. Don't be a follower. Choose your own path.
Yeah.
And let us know what it is. Yes, let us know your list. Comment on our stuff. Let us know. You can also find us in our Facebook group of Friday Night Lights, Dylan Family Fan Club. And you can tell us there what your top 5 list is. Let's just start a poll in there. Or let's start a thread on there of all of our top 5 relationship couples. Let us know. You can also find us on all of our social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, under Fandom Family Chats. You can reach out to us at our email of familyfanclub2021@gmail.com. And we love hearing from you guys. We like hearing what you think about the show, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. And if you did not catch it, our 100th episode went live last Sunday. We have not put it up in our regular episodes yet, because it was 2.5 hours long, guys. It was 2.5 hours of fun-filled
So much fun
commentary and interviews. We had, how many guests did we have? 11?
12 or 12? 12, I think.
We had 12. We had 12 different cast members from 5 of our shows. Come on.
6 shows.
It was The Resident. It was Cruel Summer, Sweet Magnolias, Friday Night Lights, and Gilmore Girls. 5. So we had 5 shows. We did have some Friday Night Lights come on there too. So check that out when that comes out. We have some trivia left to answer on there. There's still a Friday Night Lights question that no one got. And until we get all of our trivia questions answered, we can't pick our big winner who wins real good prizes. So go back through.
It'll be sent to me.
Yeah. Answer those questions, answer the trivia, and let us know your answers. And on that note, I think we'll see you next week when we are discussing. Next week is Sweet Magnolias.
Oh, yes.
Yay!
And Sunday you'll find, Sunday's going to be a doozy. Because Sunday is going to have 911 Lone Star, The Residents, and This Is Us in one episode. They're all 45-minute stitches. But tune in Monday for a very special Friday Night Lights interview from a cast member. That's Monday. That's our week coming at you. On that note, see you in a week, a couple days, whatever it is. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.